Alright. What the hell is going on, everybody, and welcome back. We have a rare pro match from a tournament here on this channel. Normally, we only show you special strategies. Why are we showing you a series from a pro tournament? Is it exceptional? Is it exciting? Is it interesting? What is it specifically about this series? It's the two players. It's the freaks we're watching. Estrella in the bottom, playing for Matcherito, and MeomaikA playing on his King of Washed CSC2 account. So MeomaikA is the #1 Vietnamese player in the world. The cheesiest bastard you've ever seen. He plays StarCraft. Basically, it almost looks like when you're watching MeomaikA, like you're watching an AI that's gone through the Battle.net forums and it's collected all the strategy advice from all the Gold League players that, I don't even know if they're Gold League players, but I feel like they're the players who, not even Gold League, they're the players who like talk about the game but never actually play. And they just think they know better than the pros. Like, that's kind of how MeomaikA plays the game. It's confusing. It doesn't really make sense. Surprisingly fun. It's actually not even surprising. It's so fun. It's so silly. Every game he plays is a barn burner. You never know what's going to happen. A lot of the things he do don't make sense. He's a bit of a donkey, but also a genius. So expect some things for him to do to be complete fail, others to be absolutely ridiculous. And this is actually from last week's ESL Asia Cup from just a few days ago. The reason why it's on the new maps is they actually wanted to play the new maps, even though they're not out yet, and the new balance. But unfortunately, they didn't know what mod to use. So they're not using the new balance patch. They're just using the new maps because, of course, Estrella is also the Clown King. Circus Clown, what did they call him? Clown College President was his nickname for a while. That's how much respect we have for North American pro gamers. To be fair, I think he titled himself that. He definitely mentioned that American players were clowns a few times, whilst being, you know, pretty much the best American player in the world. So he brought that one on himself. But he's a super creative Protoss player, has a lot of special build orders, and I can't wait to see the clash of weirdness. Already, Meo's gone for a pool first 2 Zergling opening. He's going to poke across, try to get in for a nice scout. And Meo is famous for mass Hydra Ling in this matchup. And sometimes he will hit you off like 40 drones with 6 Hydralisks and just like a ton of Zerglings. And you never really get to attack the Hydras because of that. Oh, not going to attack the gateway. I guess the Zergling's getting blocked. For those who don't know, you can mine out the minerals on the left if you full wall the right, take your third over here. That's exactly what I've been doing on this map. However, I do think building your second pylon here is a big mistake. The reason is, I guess his scouting was good, but Meo could have mined these minerals out, come across, mined these open, and then Ling flooded. And I don't think, even with a full wall off, there's much he'd be able to do there. Interestingly, Estrella cancelled his gateway, though. Oh, so he might actually leave these minerals up and go and take the third on the right side, since it's a little bit closer to the natural. Keep in mind, the main base wide open for drops and Nidus Worms. Very scary area for Protoss to defend. Oh, and he's going to check for the all-in. So smart. He's like, hey, if you haven't mined open your minerals, then you can't possibly do that all in. So I'm just going to check with my first Adept and then react as needed. Clever moves for Estrella as the Adept threatens the shade in, but doesn't go for it. Stargate comes up behind it. And you know what? This looks like the most normie play I've seen out of Estrella in a while. And it makes sense. You're playing against a psycho Vietnamese player who's known for crazy creative cheese. Probably a good idea to play conservative for once and not pull out your weird build orders. So Estrella's playing, at least for now, a bit more normal. Amphion is the map, by the way. It's a pretty good map. I don't really know who's favored on it, so to speak. That's a quick lair. Yeah, he's going to go for lair. Oracle in the main. Oh, sorry, Spore Crawler in the main. Ready for an Oracle, I should say. Spore Crawler already up in the natural. He gets his spores so early these days. He used to always skip them. Notice he's only got 2 queens and no creep. Basically, MeomaikA decided a long time ago that since he's always attacking, there's not much point building creep tumors, because they only help you on your side of the map. Gonna let that one sink in for a few seconds, gang. He's like, well, I'm always attacking, so they don't really help, do they? Ooh, good defense. Oracle only gets 1 kill. Bad start for Estrella as he does mine open the left. Takes that third base. And interesting that he left the choke point on the right open. Maybe, I guess we could take a 4th there as well. I don't know. It just seems kind of awkward. I feel like if you're going to go this side, just take the 4th up front next to the Zerg, maybe? Hydroden's already on the way. 2 gas. 3 gas. Okay, so he's doing a 3 gas version. He used to always do a very fast 2 gas version. This is a bit more economical. But notice he's only even with the Protoss and economy. And often he's behind in economy against Protoss and Terran. So essentially, if you can defend his crazy attacks, he doesn't really have a lot of late game depth to his play, Meo. He's more about just shoving in the meantime. And that's how he spreads creep, by the way. He drops the trousers on the Overlords, lets them poop their way through. Oh, the Ling Micro is a little off for a second there. He's going to lose 4 drones. Oracles get 2, 3 more. Nice. 4 more. 5 more. Greedy Australia, but well worth it. 9 drones against a guy like Meo who already has a very low economy. That's devastating. He cancels those buildings necessarily because he's so low on resources, pulls off gas to try and, of course, absorb that damage. Accidentally attacking his own gas, though. He's got to be careful. Bit of a blunder there on the hotkeys. The Oracle going in towards the main base right now. Oracle's going to go for the main base. For those who don't know, by the way, Meo is famous in my Twitch chat for having made me eat a shoe once. I was commentating a game with Maynard a couple of years ago, and he was doing one of the silliest all-ins ever into the most entrenched Protoss position. And I was like, there is no way this is going to work. If this works, I'll eat my shoe. It worked. I mean, the first wave didn't work, but he managed to break through with the second wave. So I had to eat a shoe. Being the massive, unashamed cop-out that I am, remember, I have no shame. People forget this, you know, streamers, we have really hard jobs as live streamers. It's so tough. We definitely have dignity and shame. We don't have shame or dignity. We're lazy bastards. I got a chocolate shoe. I literally, my buddy got me a chocolate shoe. He posted me a chocolate shoe. I ate it on stream while pretending to be ashamed, while rewatching MeomaikA basically busting people with attacks that I thought on paper should never have worked. Speak of the devil, he's on 49 workers against 65, dude. He's going all in. The question is, okay, so he's opened the minerals on the left, so he's going to attack up this side. Do you think he tries to break these rocks? Because attacking just up that choke could be awkward. That being said, he always has a lot of Zerglings, so he should be able to bust through 15 Hydras. They're going to have both upgrades. And he's building 5 more. I think he needs more Zerglings. I think he's a bit too heavy on the Hydras. I think Zerglings are actually the secret sauce here. But notice he's swapping now to pure Zergling Reinforce. 3 hatcheries, 2 queens, doesn't even have a 3rd queen. It is just going to be non-stop Zerglings from here. Oh, he hasn't seen the stasis trap on the right side. He hasn't seen it. Big stasis trap gets 3 Hydras. Okay, not that massive, but decent size. Battery has not been overcharged just yet. He's still got one on that left side. Uh-oh, Estrella. Estrella doesn't have Blink. Estrella doesn't have Blink. His Oracles get shot down. No way. I thought he was so well prepared. Estrella, he knows MeomaikA does this every single game. Like 3 out of 4 games, he just busts you with Hydra Ling. You don't know exactly what it's going to hit, if it'll hit 5 minutes 30, 7 minutes, 7 minutes 30. This was the 7-minute one, and oh my god, is it effective. And he just busts it and kills him. Oh, Estrella was trying to get to Colossus. He put a cannon on the right side where it's not even helping, and he just gets... He was up 20 workers as well. Estrella a little bit too greedy and maybe needed a few cannons on the front to fight with a battery overcharge. GG, Meo takes game 1. All right, well, an embarrassing start to the series there for Estrella, as he's like, I died to the thing he does 90% of the time in this matchup. The thing is, you have to keep your ego in check as a pro. You need to go, he does hit different timings. Sometimes Meo does open with a Ling Rush at the start. Sometimes he proxy hatcheries. Sometimes, like I said, it's 5 minutes 30 with just a few Hydras and a pack of Lings. Sometimes it's later. There's a lot of variety in the way Meo does these things. So, you know, you gotta keep your eyes on it as we go into Ghost River. Ghost River's got a pretty short rush distance along this path. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder if Protoss players will start walling here, but then I realized this area is so wide open. That's so open, that's so open. If you were to wall off here, you would need to wall off with your first pylon and like gate and core here. And you'd need to already start putting your second pylon and then like Stargate and something else over there. And whilst that does secure 3 bases very easily, you're very vulnerable. They can mine out these minerals, they can break these rocks. It's a bit of a pipe dream trying to go for that. That's very much a silly way of doing it. Oh, look at this. The drone's hiding from the probe. So the probe doesn't see it, and the drone sneaks down to the natural. And he's got 300 minerals as well. Very nice. Of course, being against a bit of a cheeser like Meo, Australia's like, I better scout for the 12 pool. Because of that, pool gets down on location, and Meo gets to do the opening that he loves. Nexus goes down behind it for Australia. I think as Australia, you just want to focus purely on Blink Stalkers and cannons and batteries is probably the best way to do it there. Or, it's funny, because I remember like Haas used to be practice partners and kind of teacher of MeomaikA, and Haas would always counter it by going Mass Adept or Mass Zealot, and just having like more stuff. But that's very timing oriented, and I feel like he even lost a series to Meo in one of the ESL Asias last year. So definitely a situation that's easier said than done. 2 Lings are going to come out, ignore the probe entirely. Straya, do you guys think he plays Stargate again? I think so. And again, this map's not that good for... I'd actually like him to go Robo first. I think I want to see him do a Colossus no-charge Zealot expand to the third base. Sounds dumb, actually glorious. Walls off with a Pylon temporarily. Pylon has more hit points than Shield Battery. That's why he does that one. Otherwise, Shield Battery could die to 2 Zerglings when it's just started. He'll cancel that in a moment once the Stalker's out. Now, because his Warp Gate's going, looks like it is indeed a Robo or Twilight build. I think he's going to try and hide that here. I think that's where we're going to see tech go down in just a sec, because there's an Overlord in the main and one on the natural. The one on the natural should just barely die. I don't know, actually. That's going to be very close. There we go. Twilight does go down, as I said, right there, because that's the furthest away from both Overlords. And does he get it? Oh, it escapes. Nice scouting. So Meo sees everything. This one will get to the back as well. Great double Overlord scout. He's got Link Speed on the way, does Meo. Notice he doesn't pull off gas. Meo is the only pro gamer who I don't think I've ever seen pull off gas. It's like he never learned how to do it. That thing I teach my Diamond students to do. I'm like, hey, you're in Diamond, time to learn to start pulling off gas. We're going to optimize that build order. We'll put back on gas later when we need it after starting Link Speed. MeomaikA has found a way to become a pro gamer without learning creep spread or pulling off and on gas. Like, if that doesn't make you realize how much you can do in StarCraft, how much skill expression there is in specific skills that can make up for other areas of weakness, that I don't know what can. By the way, is this a Ravager Ling all in? Guys, that's a very early Roachron and Link Speed. I think he's doing it 2 gas, just Ravager Ling all in. But, oh my god, Estrella's going 2-base Blink. He's going 4-gate Blink, which actually blocks this. 5-gate. Okay, so Estrella's planning a 2-base Blink push. Maybe thinking about taking a fake 3rd base. But this is actually going to counter Meo's build really well. The problem is, if he moves out first, gets surrounded, he dies, right? Estrella's dead. But if Meo shows his hand first and moves out with the roaches, because neither side knows what the other's doing. They both think, oh, you're playing a macro game, aren't you? Meo did see a few Stalkers, though. 4 more gateways on the way. 3rd gas is building. He's still trying to probe. Estrella is still trying to probe. That tells me he's going to go for a 3rd base. Yeah. It's a defensive 6-gate Blink. No way. Or is he going to... No, he's trying to build a pylon on the front. That's what he's doing. He's going to go try and build a forward pylon or gateway. So he's going to try and sneak up to the north and then open those minerals a little bit. Or maybe just proxy. I guess he can blink back and forwards. He could even break the rocks if he wants to. But look at this. Roaches, Ravagers, Lings. Oh no, Estrella doesn't know about it. He's walled in though. With 2 pylons? It's like he knows what's going to happen. Oh my god, because he... Okay, I think he must know that this map's a good all-in map. Estrella with the next level reads. Uh-oh, he blinked across the wall off. Oh, it's going to come off cooldown soon. I think he gets away. Okay, good pullback there for Estrella. No shield battery, though. Quickly, snap recalls his Stalkers from that right side. Already the pylons go down, though. Oh god, he's got to pull the probes, I think. I think he might have to pull the probes. That's a lot of Zerglings. Stalkers kind of suck at clearing Zerglings out. He's trying to micro backwards with these Stalkers. Probes are trying to do some hold position. 2 gateways at the front get depowered. Luckily, it's 6 gates, so he's still got 4 gateways up. More and more Stalkers coming in. I don't know if any of the Stalkers has died just yet. The probes are a little exposed. The hold position's actually really good just for slowing the advance. The Stalkers finally thin out those Zergling count. And that is going to do very well, but Biles on the probes do take out a lot of workers. That being said, the attack washes up. Meo's attack is done for. How many Stalkers did he actually kill here, guys? Because it's done. He's getting chased home. 3 Stalkers? No. He only got 3 Stalkers, a few pylons, and 7 probes. That is a terrible 2-to-1 units loss ratio in favor of Estrella. Meo needs to pull back. Why is he still... Oh, he's trying to save his Overlord rally. He's rallying Overlords accidentally. Oh, because he F2s. He doesn't use control groups. He just rallies his army to the front a lot of the time. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Guys, just to put in perspective, as much as I point out the flaws in Meo's play, this man has, like, a ridiculous win rate versus most people on the NA ladder. I know what he's going to do usually. I've just cast him in tournaments. He still beats me, like, 5 times in a row. I think I beat him the last time we played, but that's because I caught him on a bit of a downswing. I won 1 game out of the last 20 we played. It is actually obscene. Stalkers on the front now, 2-to-1 units loss ratio. There's no way you can defend this with Roach Ravager Zergling. No creep spread as well, which makes it even harder. Stalkers just have ultimate flexibility, and Estrella can take a 3rd base behind this if he so chooses, which he does. So he doesn't even have pressure on forcing this. He's just like, yeah, I'll keep chipping at you. Just make sure I have the ramp so we can blink back down the ramp and slowly pull back his units as they get weak. Robo and a 4th gas will allow the Colossus transition to deal with the Zerglings, Disruptors to deal with the Roach Ravager. Usually just getting 1 Colossus even without range is a massive, massive game changer against MeomaikA. Stalker's trying to pull back. Good blink backs. Really good blink backs. And look at that. Estrella just hold positions to make sure he doesn't chase. More Zerglings dying. No Stalkers even getting touched there. Probe on the north will get taken out after this gets cleared, but there's a third base up, and I expect that Robobay any moment now, guys. Observer starts, and no Robobay. Just focusing on Stalkers, which, to be fair, will get it done. He's building shield batteries. Look at that, even on the high ground, because he knows that Meo is just going to keep going all in. 6 Ravages, 3 Roaches, 47 Zerglings. What do you guys think about this map, by the way? Is this even a good all-in map? I think because the third's so exposed, it's good for hitting the third, but the natural actually seems okay to defend. Maybe it's just the rush distance that makes it so strong. Maybe that's why Estrella knew he would get cheesed on this map, because the rush distance is very short. And once these rocks are down, I mean, it's spitting distance from each other. I heard one of the other maps has actually got an even shorter rush distance. I'm not sure which one that is. Biles will take down the rocks over there. Zergling's trying to come in. Oh, I like the Stalker blink forward. So only 2 Stalkers were getting hit. That is a slick move. Estrella's units lost tab starting to look straight up disgusting. 28 Stalkers right now. He's going to run forward. And here we go. Link's coming around for a little bit of a wraparound, but good micro so far by Estrella. Tries to blink back as much as he can, trying to get back to the shield battery. He's got to move those Stalkers up. Nice battery healing in that north of the map. Biles do land across the battery and randomly in the mid-ground, but a lot of the Stalkers are starting to fall. Lings are so good at soaking attacks. It's just, once the Lings are gone, those Ravages will just disappear very, very quickly. Batteries on the high ground are doing some nice healing. He's trying to shuffle back. Good Biles, though. Great spread from Estrella. The Lings are almost gone. Ravages starting to take damage. Meo pulling back at the perfect time, it seems. He's still down 14 workers, and yet he's making these fights reasonably efficient. He's closed the gap significantly. Once you hit a critical mass of Ravager Ling, it's very hard for these Stalkers to micro. Having a few Archons, a single Colossus, anything like that in here would be an absolute game changer. As it is, his Stalkers are massively overkilling. You can see like 10 Stalkers shooting 1 Zergling when it only takes 2 or 3 to do it. Ravager's taking out a bunch of probes in that base. 3 probes have gone down, make it 4. Up here, Link's trying to get in, but Meo knows he cannot break through. He just doesn't have the units. He knows the Ravagers are about to get blinked on, and rather than see all of his big fiery boys go down, he taps out. Oh me, oh my, we're going into Dynasty for Game 3. That was a good hold for Matcherinos. Estrella in the top right, King of Washed, representing CS C2 with a fantastic picture next to his hatchery. You can tell the seriousness of MeomaikA. He is a true, hardcore, professional gamer right here. The cat with the king on top. I guess MeomaikA is like some cat. It's like a cartoon cat, right? And he calls himself the king of Southeast Asia after he won the Southeast Asian regionals a year or 2 ago. And I think it was Valencia, 22. I guess it was 2022 now, wasn't it? But now playing in the harder Asia region, very difficult for the guys from my region, Southeast Asia, Oceania. And he's got to compete with guys like Time, Oliveira to get through, which is really tough. He's going to take the gold base. You get a gold base, but it's very easy to harass from the outside. Now, I'd say Protoss is favored because they can just Chrono and Adept as part of their normal build order and deny your base. However, Estrella has gone Nexus first. So for him, I think he's going to probably go 2 gate. So I would expect gateway into gas. Probably second gate before second gas though, right? No, he's going second gate, second gas. Never mind. Spawning pool's on the way. We've got spawning pool gases there. 16 workers on minerals. Hatchery there with the gold base as well. And that's going to be interesting to see where this whole thing goes because, yeah, this does look like a second gate. You see how he's here super early? Because a gateway takes about 10 seconds longer than a cybercore to build. So as long as you build this one 10 seconds before the first gate finishes and then you start the cybercore straight away, you can make 2 adepts immediately. Looks like he's chasing the probe, but he's not, guys. He's transferring down to that gold base, making sure he gets that mining up ASAP. Wouldn't it be funny if Estrella doesn't do that, but instead he recalls just to save the travel time? He's not pulling. Is he going to do it? He's going to do it, isn't he? That's such an Estrella move. He's like, no. I save 3 seconds walking time if I just snap recall. Yeah? Yeah? No. Oh. Well, why isn't he using his gold base? Just a bit slow on the transfer. Never mind, guys. I was getting hyped. Turns out Estrella was just messing up his optimization. May have been staring at his scouting a little bit much there. MeomaikA already heavy on the gold base. Meo's going to move left. And he will see the Nexus, but already seeing the gateway timing tells him everything he needs to know. Oh, it's an Adept and a Stalker, not double Adept. Interesting. So I guess Estrella's saying, hey, he's going to have Ling speed and probably commit anyway. Something you can do to defend from harassment is you can send a drone around the back, build a spine crawler here, And I think that's something we might start seeing a little more often on this map. As with Zerg specifically, you can get that. A lot of Terrans have built a bunker behind here against, say, Protoss, just to make sure, hey, yeah, technically you can kill it because it can't get repaired, but you'll need to commit quite a few units. And by that point, there could be cyclones and other things out that could punish you. One Adept in the wall, Stalker and Sentry coming out behind it. Very defensive play for Estrella. He normally goes Robo after this. Stargate would be incredibly late at this stage. He's going to build a shield battery at the front as well. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Often Zergs off the gold base do try to all in. Meo hit a massive supply block on 36, and now he's going Overlord speed and a lair? Oh, he's doing a Ling Flood. It's a 3-hatchery Ling Flood. Oh, oh my. So he's going to drop. He's going to try and drop Lings inside the base with at least 2 Overlords. He needs more Overlords over there. If he wants to do this, I'd like to see a Nidus Worm as well. I'd love to see a Nidus Worm. Does he have the... He doesn't have the gas, though. He's only got 1 gas mining. So he's just going to have to use pure Dropper-Lords. It could work. Oh, he hides the Zerglings? Oh, no, he doesn't. He sees it all. He sees it all. I think he even saw the Dropper-Lords. Okie dokie. Estrella does build a battery in the gold base. He needs that. This drop is going to go straight in. The rest of the Lings are going to try and flood the front. Estrella's third base could definitely be sniped if Meo goes for it, but he wants more. Third base is not enough to make up for this economic deficit. He needs more than that. The Ling drop comes in, catches a probe. He should probably focus the battery down to open up future damage. For now, third base gets cancelled. Good call for Estrella to back away from that. Stalkers moving north, going to defend the drop. Meanwhile, Adepts and Sentry are there. Lings are going to drop behind. Ooh, we might need to pull some probes to fight. Double Ling drop right on top of these units at the wall, and that is massive. That's actually a huge move. Lings coming in from both sides. He's got to focus the battery down, though. Too many Lings focusing on the surround. Not enough on the battery. And look at that battery overcharge. It survives, which means these units are just unkillable. Zerglings don't do enough. The Overlords pick them up and pull back. Lings are still in the gold base right now. Does deny mining. Gets on top of the shield battery. Meo bringing out the crazy Ling drop right here. This is a fun strategy. He is droning behind it, but Estrella defended it so well with the hallucination scouts. And look at that. He's getting blocked on both sides. Does he lose any Overlords? He doesn't lose any Overlords at least. And he is up to a worker advantage, but he's going to have to fix that mining, take some gases, get some tech, all the rest of it. Meo is still obviously very focused on other things. He does take a 4th base, which is a good call. This sort of game, you want to get a lot of hatcheries, but he's got to pick some tech. Meo has not built a Hydra Den yet. I feel like if he goes for a Hydra Den, he could do it. Nexus gets cancelled. Gets a probe as well. Dude, this is good value for losing a few Zerglings. Like, there's not enough DPS for Estrella to really punish this, but the fact that he's still massing Lings makes no sense. This is a very MeomaikA move. Most moves for MeomaikA make no sense, by the way. It's not just this one. Pulling workers onto gas there, onto minerals. He's sitting on 44 workers. I feel like he could be at 60 right now. If he wasn't still massing Zerglings, he could be at 60 workers. Now he builds a Spire and a Hydra Den? They're fakes. They're fakes. He's actually Ling flooding, but he builds those because the hallucinated Phoenix come. Why does he have 40 Zerglings? I feel like he could have just built his economy up. He actually got himself in a good position, but he's not building economy. Instead, he's going for this. Okay, this is why he built so many Zerglings. Shut your mouth, pig. Oh, blink, blink, blink. Blink's about to finish. Blink kicks in just in time. He could blink away, maybe save some of these units. The Lings are getting a good trade, though. As long as he wraps around, he's got to micro these Lings better than this. Not enough numbers to quite capitalize. He does take down a few Sentries and Stalkers, though, which is very high-value units. Oh, but he's losing Overlords. Stalkers blink across the gap. Great punish for Estrella. And Meo, he could be building more drones right now, but no, he's going for Zerglings again. He's not going to kill anything here. You know, Estrella's just going to stay there to bait you into wasting your Zerglings. He's got to keep it in his pants and spread some creep. Now, he's got a Roach Horn, a Spire. Cancelled his Hydra Den to make Roach Horn. Interesting. Dark Shrine, Robo Bay, Probes, and +1 attack, all on the way for Estrella. For those who don't know, PvZ is all about figuring out what your opponent's doing and countering it. And MeomaikA doesn't have any idea what he's doing at any moment in the game. It is pure instincts. Do they call it id in psychology terms? It's like, it's just like, it's like almost the unconscious mind. Or, well, I don't know. He's purely, he's an unconscious creature. It's like watching an animal just instinctually do things. You know, you see like a baby pops out, it knows how to find the nipple. That's MeomaikA with shoving Zerglings into Protoss. He's basically a baby finding the nipple. This is the weirdest analogy ever. I'm going to just move away from that one and pretend that never happened. You guys, shh, stop. I know you're already posting it in the comments. Stop. No, it didn't happen. Shh. Mutas are on the way. I think that's actually a pretty good choice, but Good compact base setup with lots of cannon battery means Stalkers can defend okay for a while. Prism coming across. Probably should hide his Mutalisks. I'd like him to hide them, and indeed he did. Showed up at the gold base, but the Stalkers are well positioned. Roach speed's on the way. No Evo chambers yet. He's going Roach speed and mass Roach. So Meo's still playing a sort of all-in game. He's actually got so much aggressive momentum. I really feel if he was to go Lurkers here, he'd be in such a good spot. But I don't know if he... Does he play Lurkers? I've seen him play Lair Tech Lurkers. He is going double Evo, which is cool. That'll give him a bit of scalability. DT's coming in, though. Could be massive, man. The Prism hides over there. DT running into the natural. Let's see how well he handles this. Remember that Meo's a guy who... He's very used to attacking. He's very fast. He's good at intuitively doing things. But do some multi-prong harass. Sometimes his basic harassment defense is very poor because he's so used to attacking all game long. Mutas will take out the Prism, but he's already lost 7 drones. He's already lost 7 drones. The DT's going to go to the 3rd and get even more. Spore Crawler will finish soon. Oh, luckily for him, it gets blocked on the Queen, and that does bug it out. DT runs to the right side. 8 drones, 9 drones. Make it 10. Oh, man. This is massive damage. Roaches will finally get in there, but not before he gets 1 or 2 more. And look at that. 13 workers. Estrella down in supply, but he takes the economic lead. He's got tons of cannons and batteries everywhere, even on this top edge of this base. He's got double upgrades, which make you really sturdy against mutas. And guess what? Meo, he's going for double upgrades, but it's all just roaches and lings. It's not a high-tier army. It's an army he could do some magic with. He's actually way ahead in army supply right now as well. It's so much army. 19 roaches, 47 zerglings, 12 mutalisks. He should definitely go deny those bases, but I think he's going to need to get a Spore Crawler at all these bases, something he's avoided doing. And that tells me that if you, as Australia, keep warping in DTs and trickling them into these bases, he's going to struggle with it. He does build a Spore and a Spine on that outside base, which is a good move. This base coming up, I don't know about that one, buddy. Look at you can tell he's controlling his whole army on one F2 control group right now, but he'll very quickly split off and attack 3 or 4 places at once, which is, it's insane for someone who doesn't use control groups much to be so good at splitting their army up. And there we go, Mutaling goes north. Roach is going to the right side right now. He's going to try and jump on top. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Estrella leaves his Colossus in the open. It goes down. But there's another Colossus, a lot of Stalkers, 3 cannons and battery overcharge, and I don't know about attacking into that. That Colossus can easily tank the Mutalisks. He's going to get out of there. Meo's got to get out of there. Yep, you can see that fight turning south for him once all the Zerglings were cleared up. But he doesn't know about the base down south. Australia's got a new expansion up. Meo still sitting in the 50s of workers. His bases are nowhere near fully mining. Hasn't reset his gas mining. Hasn't taken a second. When I watch MeomaikA play, it does feel a lot like me in like 2012. Just way better with micro and engagements and that sort of stuff. In terms of like, I would always be excited and not looking at my base to basically fix my macro. And he is absolutely not doing that in this case. Meanwhile, Estrella, he's just trying to hang on. He's going, am I seriously this far behind against this guy? Which is every Protoss every time they play MeomaikA. I've played about 100 games against him as Protoss. I don't think I... Maybe I win? Maybe I won one map one time when he was drunk. I was probably a dream, let's be real. Probes do get taken out on the rally. Nice move here. Does take out a cannon, but good defensive positioning for Estrella. And it really is just like, look at the way Estrella's turtling. Meo just desperately needs to go Lurkers or Broodlords or Ultras. He's getting 2-2. He's on mass Roachling Muta. He's running his Mutas around with his army, which is kind of bizarre to see. He's going to just YOLO it. He's going to YOLO it. The cannon battery, some of it's up, but not all of it. Battery overcharge is not going down for some reason. The rest of the army a bit slow to respond. It finally does go down. The Mutas do pull back, but the reinforcements catch them. Roaches and Lings going in for the angle. Beautiful positioning by Estrella. The way he's hiding behind the minerals is great, but Meo's still getting some decent trades off, especially if he focuses some probes. And he's going to be able to remax on Roachlings so quickly. But the tail end of that fight, as the numbers get out of control, because, you know, the Stalkers all survived, you can see Estrella's army do so good. 2-1 upgrades, Colossus. He's got 3-2 on the way on his Forges, and he's going to counterattack. I don't think counterattacking makes that much sense, because if you counterattack, you will get surrounded. Still, not a single creep tumor has been seen in this game. Not one. Not one creep tumor. No hive tech, only 61 drones despite having map control for the last 7 minutes of this game. MeomaikA is truly a specimen, an absolute weird monster. It's just like watching an alien play StarCraft. I love it. He's so fascinating because the thing is, I'll tell you, you'll be playing against him and it catches you off guard. If you have any less layers of insurance than Estrella, if you don't have 3 cannons and 2 batteries at every base, if you're not like super well defended, he will run away with the game. Because it's so unusual to play against a Zerg who's so happy just kind of treading water on 50, 55, 60 workers for 5-10 minutes plus. And he just has more basic fighting units than you expect there to be in different positions at different timings, and he shoves them in with reckless abandon. You can see he keeps probing that back door, but Estrella's been good at leaving a pack of Stalkers there, but that leaves this southern side exposed again, not to mention the natural is a bit out of position. Still just Roachling, +2 melee is done, +2 range is about to finish. He's still massing Zerglings against a guy making Colossus. I would have stopped building Zerglings like the moment I saw one Colossus. Him, he's just like, nah, let's do it, dog. I got double the army supply, mate. Good Colossus micro. It tanks the first layer. Battery overcharge goes down. Roachling will move north. There's a free Nexus cancel just to the north, but he doesn't know about it. He's luring the Stalkers into the open. The cannons are all fighting, though. You can see those Stalkers on the very top of our screen doing well versus the Roachling. The Colossus, he gets it! He gets the Colossus down south. There's a new one coming down. Meo is such a crazy person. The way he plays this is wild. There's Dark Templar down south killing an expansion. He's ignoring it though. He's down 15 workers. He needs to find more damage. How is his supply still so far ahead? Surely these fights aren't very good, and yet somehow, because he's got overwhelming numbers, he pushes through the bad part of the fight and then just comes in with overwhelming numbers. And there's always parts of the engagements that work out well for him. That being said, 3-2 upgrades. These Stalkers are tanky. Zerglings aren't doing that much damage anymore. The Colossus keeps getting away. Beautiful stutter step with the Colossus. 5th base is on the way. And if he can max out, Estrella is in a game-winning position easily. But he's nowhere near maxed out. He's still down 60 army supply. But the DTs are giving him so much trouble. He lost his base in the south and that. And because he's so F2 addicted, he's just trying to win with his army. He's completely ignoring the Dark Templar. He's down to 53 drones. This gives Estrella comfort because he knows, hey, you're all in. You need to win the game right now. He's only got half the army supply, but it's much better value, upgrades, and tech. It's all just Roach, Ravager, Zergling. The Colossus will go down. The Archon will go down. Both of them will. Disruptor! Disruptor from behind. Beautiful shot. Gets 5 Roaches and Ravagers. For those who don't know, the Disruptor is MeomaikA's most hated unit. He says he hates it. He absolutely abhors that unit. He finds it so frustrating to play against. And I think we can see why. Honestly, though, it was all about the batteries. Estrella is going to hold the line. And with a 5th base building to the south, 12 more workers, and +3 armor and plasma shields on the way, a heroic hold will be enough. You can see just how many layers of defense, how prepared you need to be for this man's shovey shoves. Otherwise, he does just get on top of you. That DT down the bottom's been an absolute Chad gamer. He's still not pulling to deal with it. He's still just going for yet another wave of attack. Meo! I mean, he didn't become MeomaikA by chilling out and defending. He became MeomaikA by not spreading creep and just YOLOing at his opponent. Trying to get a carapace upgrade as well now. Man, it's so funny though, because I always see these guys who are such crazy aggressive specialists, and I look at their games and I go, oh, if you just transitioned Hive here, it would be so easy to win. And I think that's why it kind of reminds us of like why the whole package in StarCraft is so rare. Because you need to put so much practice and time into being that good aggressively that you can even scare your opponents into the corner the way Estrella's been scared into the corner this series. And to be that good at that, and then also have the knowledge, the skill, and the practice to be really good at like transitioning into lurkers and 80 drones and defending multiple areas and spreading creep. Like, he doesn't spread creep. Going into lurkers is going to be pretty awkward without creep spread. He's now starting a Hydrogen, so you can tell he's kind of thinking about it. But it's a rough situation because he's been behind on income for so long. Gets an Archon. Dude, those Archon snipes from guys like Meo, he's so good at snatching Archon kills. New Dark Templar comes in, will eventually kill this hatchery, lowering his production. 5th base on the bottom. Look at the mass cannon battery. Once again, there's only one pylon on it though. So he's got to be wary. That could get focused down. But look at this. He's tracking it. He's like, I know Meo's going to dive south. He knows it. Zergling's running in a little bit early. Meo does show his hand. There's 2 disruptors. You simply can't attack into choke points anywhere as Meo. And he's gonna run north, but that disruptor shot could be huge. That disruptor shot could be huge. Oh, he's gonna go to focus it. He does focus the disruptor. Dude, that's such a dangerous maneuver. Still mixing in tons of Zerglings into his army, something which most players don't like doing. Oh, does turn around a little bit fast. The disruptors are empty, and whenever the disruptors are empty, Meo gets very happy. Archon out front does go down. Second Archon will go down, but only because he clumps, which means the disruptor gets a massive value. A 19 kill disruptor there. I think that was its second shot. And oh man, that does get Meo to tap out. Dude, how does he make these games so close? I just don't understand. Let me know. It's crazy. It's unexpected. It's insane. It's unpredictable. But Australia hangs on, shows how to defend with layers of cannons, battery, good stalker positioning. And what a weird series. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.